Good morning, St. Lucia and family. Special good morning to everybody. Again, I hope that for the most part of it and for each and every one of you, we're all safe. And I'm very happy this morning to be here with Miss Terencia Gillard. And she is, of course, one of our good friends over at the Red Cross. So, first of all, special good morning to you. How are you today?
Morning, viewers. I'm doing okay.
All right. Now, I know right now we're in disaster mode. Red Cross is in disaster mode. Right off the heels of Irma, we have Maria, who came through. Fortunately for us here in St. Lucia, we were spared. So, can you just tell us a little bit about just an overview on St. Lucia right now?
Okay, like you said, fortunately, we're spared again. But people need to understand that this is not the end of the hurricane season. We have 2 more months to go, and we must always be in a state of preparedness. This time we are spared, but we do not know what's coming later. So just be on the lookout and be prepared. For us in St. Lucia, we had minor damages. Nothing to shout about, nothing that we, the country, or people could not attend to themselves. So we didn't have anything much to talk about. A bit of the flooding, high seas, small landslides, broken down trees. Power went off for some areas for short periods. But all in all, St. Lucia did very well. We have nothing to complain about. We just need to thank God.
Definitely. And with that said, of course, our sister island, Dominica, which, with different press releases and, so there's different voice notes going around, it looks very dismal right now. As Red Cross as well, is there anything that you all have heard coming out of Dominica?
There's nothing coming out of Dominica right now. We have tried all our sources. We have tried all the radio stations that we communicate with, and we have even spoken to the head of the regional office in Trinidad. And in Trinidad, they have not heard from anybody from Dominica. The only news came out of a ham radio operator from Dominica, and one of the things he was able to say that the Dominica door was open, there was nobody in there, and the antenna, all the communications were down. So we know definitely that there's no communication coming out of Dominica and the Dominica Red Cross, and we are concerned about that.
Now, with that said, too, because I think everybody's sharing the same sentiments. There have been some videos going around, some factual showing people in their homes during the moments or roofs coming off, and just the hysteria and the feelings of the people of Dominica whilst going to that. And of course, that's before all communications have dropped. Now, there's quite a few as well circulating, which is also fake news. I know we've said it before, and there's this call to action to cease the sharing of information, especially if it's
you're
not
sure,
confirmed.
you have to be responsible when you share those WhatsApp photos or you have to be careful. Some of the videos they say it's from Hurricane Arlene, so we are not sure of. So one needs to be very, very responsible. If you're not sure, don't just keep passing it on. That's been very, very irresponsible. And yes, there's that all talk about the boat.
Right.
And Captain
Perry.
Perryman, yes, which originally, when the news came to me, I was a bit skeptical because we could ask people to send in goods and we do not know who that person is and where the goods will be ending. So I made a trip to Rodney Bay Marina, and I met the gentleman in person, and I saw the boats. He has 3 boats up there. So definitely there is a Mr. Perryman who owns the 3 boats, and he's willing to take supplies to Dominica on our behalf.
Great. Now, you see, the thing, St. Lucia, and I'm so happy again that we were able to have this chat with you. At the time that it was said, the poor gentleman was being bombarded with calls and messages because, something was broadcasted prior to his confirmation or knowledge, of these efforts. So at least now we know he is on board and it's official. So again, we have to be so careful, especially now when we want to provide aid
help,
and want
yes.
to help. It really sets us back when now you can't even trust the information
Yeah,
that
he was
is being
very,
come.
very concerned that the news was out there and he was not aware of it. He didn't give anybody that kind of information. So he was a bit concerned because he don't want to be taking supplies and people wanting ride to go to Dominica to
Right,
see
just
what's
to see
happening
what's
to
happening.
Dominica. He specifically said that he's not taking anybody up to Dominica. He's only going to be taking the relief supplies, more specifically tarpaulins, because a lot of the homes in Dominica does not have roofs and people need to be sheltered. So he's asking for donation of tarpaulin, medical supplies, baby products, elderly pampers for the elderly, dry food items, and water. Water, very important. We need some water.
Great. Now, St. Lucia, this is our call to action. So this is how we'd like to end on a positive note, because today you have the opportunity to be part of this and help send some relief to our sisters and brothers in Dominica. So just give them the details of the time frame they have today to get the stuff to you all at Red Cross.
So anybody who wants to donate, who wants to contribute to the relief effort, they can bring their packages to us here at the Red Cross until this afternoon at 4 o'clock, and everything will be taken to the Rodney Berry Marina to be shipped to Dominica.
Hey St. Lucia, good morning everybody. Thank you again for joining us, and you're watching This Morning. And today the roads have led us to Carrie FM, and of course I'm here with my girl Shanro. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Feeling really good, and of course thankful that us here in St. Lucia was spared. But of course the greater importance right now is, of course, other islands are being affected, namely Dominica.
Right.
And this is one of the reasons why we're here. So, Shanro, for anybody in St. Lucia right now who are not aware of the link or connection between Carrie FM, St. Lucia, and Dominica, just let them know.
Well, it's pretty much a Dominican-based station, but of course not we, but they designed to have another branch here in St. Lucia, so we're like sisters, So from time to time, we do carry programs from Dominica here in Kyrie, and in Kyrie from St. Lucia to Dominica. So that's pretty much what we are about.
Great. Now, of course, there is, as Shanro just said, that strong connection. And this is exactly why I'm here. Because at this point, our brothers and sisters in Dominica definitely need our help. And, for day one, I think, for lack of a better word, but the authenticity, Carrie in St. Lucia has been pushing pretty much anything Dominican. So, and I know there are plans as well to help assist with the relief.
Definitely. We are actually in the process of planning a fundraising event. I won't say much yet because it's, as I said, it's still in the planning process. But we are definitely going to help Dominica to get back on their feet. We've actually lost all communication with them because we've been trying. So we're just hoping for the best. Presently, we only have one functioning station. I believe it's Q95. So we're actually streaming from there. But we're hoping for the best. And we're just gonna see how best the fundraising event will come off to see how we can assist. As you mentioned, as was being mentioned about the captain, so we're sending supplies over, canned stuff, adult diapers, non-perishable items that will help them to get running again, up and running.
Great. And of course, a special need, of course, for tarpaulins as well, because a lot of
Right.
people lost their roofs.
Correct.
And we've been seeing videos too. I mean, there's a lot of fake news out there, but we've been seeing videos which is real. Like there's one that I remember with this guy, and you're seeing the water ready to just bust down the door.
Right.
So, I mean, I cannot begin to imagine what they experienced down
Because
there.
the Prime Minister is one of the first to lose his roof. You'd think that the Prime Minister of all persons would be secured. So, just to imagine how devastating it is over there, devastation, the damage that's being done. So we pretty much really need to, just come together and see how best we can assist. He said that the damage, it's something that money can buy, pretty much. So we can just imagine that they really need our help.
Now, you know, one thing, as we are all media partners here too, again, I want to address the topic of fake news, and of course, you are being in radio and media. You know, at this point, to me, I find it's just a little bit disgusting as well, especially when people, you know, you put others who are concerned on edge, and of course, for those who really need the help, you're kind of slowing the process. So,
Right.
what's your views on that?
They just need to leave that to the media personnel. If you're not a journalist, if you're not a broadcaster, if you're not a host, just leave it alone. Allow the officials to send out the official reports to keep everybody in the loop. Because it makes no sense when you have, you know, bits of information being disseminated and then you have to wonder as to the credibility of, you know, the information given out. I mean, it's really disheartening because then the persons are wondering, what do I believe, you know? So if you're not involved in media, just left it alone.
Yes.
Leave it alone.
It really, and
Pretty
you know, it sets the process back, because even when I get it now, I stop and think, okay,
Is
is
this
this
real?
Yeah. So when we can be making progress, actually, you know, we're slowing things down. So that's definitely something to take note of. And I think before we wrap up this morning, of course, Carrie FM St. Lucia will keep us in the loop as well. So again, if you, I mean, because when I think of Dominica here in St. Lucia, Carrie comes first, you know, in my mind. So just remind St. Lucia frequency, they need to tune into you guys, of course, for all the updates.
Of course. Well, Carrie FM Saint Lucia is 93.1 FM and Carrie FM Dominica is 91.1 FM. We're on Facebook, of course, Carrie FM Saint Lucia. You have Carrie FM Dominica. You can always check us out. We're also on Instagram, Carrie FM 758. So you can always check us out there. We're here, there, everywhere. Carrie FM Saint Lucia, everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everywhere.
Well, Chandra, thank you so much, Han, for taking the time out. And of course, so St. Lucia. So again, coming from you at Carrie FM in St. Lucia, make sure you're part of the relief. We're One Caribbean here, and you know, if we were in the position, we would also want persons to help. And we know St. Lucians have a big heart, so let's support our sister island.
Yes.